Ever since I was a kid, I knew my sister was the favorite. It wasn't just in my head. It was real. I saw it every single day. If she cried, my parents would rush to comfort her. If I fell and hurt myself, I'd hear, "Get up, you're fine." If she wanted something, she got it. If I wanted something, I had to earn it. At first, I tried not to let it bother me. After all, we were siblings, and I wanted her to be happy. But as we got older, it became impossible to ignore. She had extravagant birthday parties, expensive gifts, everything she asked for. Me? A supermarket cake and a half-hearted happy birthday. If she broke something in the house, it was no big deal. It was an accident. If I did something wrong, instant punishment. And it wasn't just about material things. My sister had complete freedom. She could go out with friends, travel, spend my parents' money however she wanted. Me? I had to justify every little thing. But the worst part was the silent neglect. It wasn't just that she was the favorite. It was that I didn't matter. So, when I turned 18, I realized I didn't need to live like that anymore. I left home and started building my own life. I worked like crazy, pushed myself to the limit. While my sister was out blowing through my parents' money, I worked during the day, studied at night, and invested every penny I could. And nobody noticed. No one called to check in, to ask how I was doing, if I needed help. I was invisible. But that all changed in the most unexpected way. The day my sister found out my secret. We hadn't seen each other in years, but one day, my parents arranged a family lunch. I almost said no, but something told me to go. I arrived early and waited at the table. When my sister showed up, she barely even looked at me. "Wow, you actually look okay," she said with that same arrogant tone she always had. I rolled my eyes and ignored her. A few minutes later, I got up to use the restroom, leaving my phone on the table. And that's when it happened. When I came back, I saw my sister staring at my phone, her mouth hanging open, frozen. She looked at me, then back at the screen. "What is this?" I was confused. I picked up my phone and looked. It was a notification from my bank. A balance update. 10,270 491 tos 20 raibithi. Silence was deafening. I had never seen that expression on her face before. Rage. Jealousy. Shock. "This has to be a joke," she muttered. "How the hell do you have this kind of money?" I took a deep breath. I had known this moment would come eventually. I worked. I invested. I built businesses. She laughed, a bitter, hateful laugh. You got rich? How did someone like you manage that and not me?" The way she said it, as if I didn't deserve success, as if the only person in the family entitled to a good life was her. She was furious. But not because I had money. She was furious because it was me and not her. And then came the worst part. She asked for money. Actually, she didn't ask. She demanded. "Give me $500,000, just to help me get back on track." "What? I'm your sister. You don't even need all that money. I'm just asking for a little bit." My blood boiled. My entire life I was treated like I was nothing, and now, suddenly, I existed because I had something she wanted. "You never cared about me, and now you're acting like I owe you something?" She crossed her arms and, without missing a beat, said, "If you don't help me, I'll tell Mom and Dad." Ah, there it was, the manipulation, the threats, but I wasn't that weak little kid anymore. I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Go ahead, tell them." She blinked, confused. "What?" "Go. Tell them. I want to see what happens." And that's exactly what she did. Minutes later, my parents called me. They were furious, not because I was rich, but because I hadn't told them sooner. "How could you keep this from us?" "You never asked," I said flatly. They didn't care how I made the money. They just wanted to know what I was going to do for them now. My mom played the victim. My dad kept saying, "Family should help each other." My sister texted me again, "If you don't help me, don't ever talk to me again." I stared at the message for a few seconds, and then I blocked her. Blocked my parents too. They didn't reach out for months. But one day my dad emailed me. I hope you're happy. We lost the house. Your mother is sick. Your sister is depressed. You could have helped us, but you chose to be selfish. I took a deep breath. The same old manipulation. But this time I didn't fall for it. I didn't respond. I just moved on with my life. And the funniest part? After years of being the insignificant child, now I was the one they wanted most. But it was too late. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think I was cruel? Should I have helped my family despite everything they did, or was I right to walk away? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know what you'd do in my situation. And if you liked this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more stories like this. See you in the next one.